Right now, there are 35 days left in the MLB season. There are currently 21 teams with a chance to make the playoffs. If the season ends today, there would be a team with a losing record in the playoffs. That would be the first time in MLB history in a full season. Right now, there are 21 teams fighting over 12 spots. One of these teams had a player completely disappear this week, and then he was found in a casino. Another team started doing a nipple-touching celebration, turning their season around. Another team forgot how many outs there were and gave up 22 runs in one game. One of the teams is smoking cigars in the dugout. Another team is playing golf from the second deck in their own stadium. One team began grabbing their nuts after walks, only to then lose and have another team grab their nuts in return. 21 teams currently fighting over 12 spots. That means that 9 teams have officially been eliminated. One of those teams is the New York Mets. They had a raccoon in the stadium this week. I guess this is a raccoon. To me, it looks like it could be a chupacabra. That is a $15 glizzy for a raccoon, man. Eating good in the neighborhood. If you're a raccoon, get over to Citi Field. They are giving the dogs away. They also have Jeffrey Yan, who continues to make headlines. They bring him in the bottom of the ninth in a tie game. He gets Colson Montgomery down to his last strike. Celebrates strike 3. You're out. Except it wasn't strike 3. So the second week in a row, he accidentally celebrates a ball, then gets booed. Jeffrey Yan. Moments later, White Sox are down to their last out, and Jeffrey Yan.
As Rogers whips this one in the air to left center field. It's going back it goes! Yes!
Gives up a walk-off home run. And then a woman catches it. This lady catches a home run ball, and her whole fucking purse gets emptied out. Also, we have to eliminate the Reds. Went into the ninth up by 1 run. They were 1 out away from winning this game. They get a routine fly ball to center field. This is to win the game.
High fly toward left center. Friedel and Myers converge. Sunshine, a battle of ball dropped.
Dane Myers, he drops the ball. The Reds lose, and they are 19 games back of first place and 8 games back of a playoff spot. We're going to have to eliminate the Reds. According to Fangraphs, they project that the final wildcard spot in the AL is projected to get 81 wins. So only 4 teams in the American League right now are over 500, meaning a lot of these teams in the race really have no choice to start winning. And one of those teams is the Mariners. Enter the week 59-62, 2.5 games back of a playoff spot. So they have to win 22 of their last 37 games to be in a playoff spot. That would be a 600 winning percentage to make the playoffs. They go into this game against the Brewers, losing 8 of their last 12, have fallen 7 games below 500. They're getting beat so bad for the Brewers, they put in Leo Rivas, who is an infielder. And this guy's just lobbing pitches. Lobs a 39-mile-per-hour pitch to William Contreras. He hits a double. A 41-mile-per-hour pitch to Christian Yelich. He hits a single. Lobs a 37-mile-per-hour pitch to Luis Lara. This gets called a strike, and this is probably the worst call you'll see maybe in baseball history. The very next pitch, Luis Lara drives off and bombs. This is his first career home run. Comes off an infielder on a pitch that went 36.9 miles per hour. Then Rivas gives another hit to Garrett Mitchell, gives up a 5th straight hit to Joey Ortiz, gives up another single, then another single to Andrew Vaughn, another hit to Jonathan Omelas. They have 21 hits in this game, the Brewers. Then he walks in a run. The game is now 19-0. Christian Yelich flies a ball to center, and Julio Rodriguez catches this ball, and he says, "Thank God, the inning's over. We got out of it." Throws it in the outfield. Guess what, bitch? That was 2 outs.
Oh, he threw it up. He threw it out. He did. He threw it into the bullpen. He thought it was the last
So
out.
2 runs score. They go down 21-0. He ends up throwing 22 pitches under 40 miles per hour. First time in MLB history. He gives up 9 runs, and the Mariners lose 22-0. They lose 2 out of 3 to the Brewers, and now they have to face the Cubs. Start this week off against the White Sox. On the very first pitch of the game, Pete Crow Armstrong hits a bomb. Cubs go on to tie this game in the 9th, send it into extras. PCA comes up again. He's the first batter in the 10th inning in a 2-1 count.
High fly ball. That's to right. That's back. That is gone. Ball game.
Pete Crow Armstrong hits a home run on the first pitch of the game and on the very last pitch of the game. So that is the second time in Major League history a player has hit a home run on the very first pitch and the very last pitch of an MLB game. Then they have to play the Mariners. 4 days later, they're playing the Mariners. Randy Arozarena comes to the plate, hits a home run on the very first pitch of the game. Mariners go up 1-0. Third inning, Miguel Amaya hits a bomb.
Arozarena is at the wall. He leaps, and Randy Arozarena
robs the bitch. They go into the 9th, down by 1 run. Randy Arozarena is facing Jacob Webb with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. The Mariners are down to their last out. and he hits a home run on the very last pitch of the game. Randy Arozarena goes apeshit around the bases, hits a walk-off home run to end the game. Only the third time in MLB history a player has hit a home run on the first pitch and the last pitch of an MLB game, according to Sarah Langs. No one's done it since 1957, and PCA and Randy Arozarena do it in the same week. So they go 3-3 on the week while getting outscored 62-24. So the Blue Jays come into the week with 61 wins, one game back of a playoff spot. They have to win at least 20 of their next 36 games to be a playoff team. They had 16.4% playoff odds to go into the week, and they're facing two division rivals this week. This is the biggest week of their entire season, and they open it with a big win at Tampa Bay. Game 2, they bring in the big game Max Scherzer on the mound. Second batter of the game, Max Scherzer gets Junior Caminero to fly out.
Is hit high in the air down the left field line. Sanchez in the corner and can't catch it.
Jesus Sanchez can't find the frickin' ball, but if he catches that ball, inning would have been over. Two batters later with 2 outs, Yandy Diaz, boom shakalaka, hits a home run. So they go up 2-0. Blue Jays end up scoring 1, getting even within 1 run. Then in the 4th, Max Scherzer gets into some trouble, ends up walking the bases loaded. However, gets a lazy fly ball to left field.
Popper, short left with some hang time. And Sanchez.
Jesus Sanchez again, right to him, cannot find the ball. And Max Scherzer is livid out there. This leads to 4 runs this inning. His defense alone cost them 5 runs in the first 4 innings of the game, and they end up losing by just 1 run. And they end up going 3-3 on the week, finished 2.5 games back of a wild card spot. So the Orioles on August 9th had 8.5% playoff odds. On August 13th, they were in last place. 3 days later, they swept the best team in baseball. Johan Pozo took a walk and celebrated by grabbing his nuts. And somehow after that, they were in the final playoff spot. They'd have to go 20-18 to get to 81 wins. On Monday, they lose a game to the Rays. Brian Baker returns the favor, grabs his nuts in the Orioles' face. On Tuesday, they lose a heartbreaker to the Yankees. On Wednesday, they go into the 7th tied against the Yankees. Pete Alonso comes to the plate on an 0-1 count.
Alonso drills it. That ball is headed for the moon. Will it stay fair? It's foul.
They call it foul. If you look at some angles, it looks obviously fair. If you look at one angle, it looks like it might be foul. Look where this ball lands. The ball tracking data says it was a home run. This 2-run home run turns into 0 runs, and they lose by 2 runs. Orioles get swept by the Yankees, lose 4 games in a row. Their playoff odds go from 23% to 9% in 4 days. Luckily, they get to play the Rays again. Take 2 out of 3 against the Rays. The frickin' Philadelphia Phillies. So just 12 days ago, the Phillies lost 2 out of 3 against the Cardinals. They fell 9.5 games back against the Braves. They were out of a playoff spot. Since then, they've gone apeshit. They debuted a new nipples touching celebration, and that has changed the offense for the better. They scored 19 runs in 2 games. On Friday, they went down by 1 run in the 10th inning. Alec Boehm comes to the plate with runners on the corner and smokes a walk-off 2-run triple. Phillies were spotted playing golf at the stadium, hit golf balls from the second deck into trash cans in center field. According to Baseball Outliers, Phillies scored 12 runs in 1 game. That's more than the Braves had scored in their past 6 games combined. On Sunday, they go into the 9th. They're down 4 runs in the 9th inning. They get a leadoff double from Bryce Harper, but a Luis Arraez pop out and a Brandon Marsh pop out back to back. So the Phillies are down 4 in the 9th with 2 outs. According to Baseball Savant, Cardinals have a 100% chance to win this game. Realmuto gets a hit. Carl Crawford's son gets walked. Edmundo Sosa hits a bases clearing double. All of a sudden, the Phillies are down 1 run. Brian De La Cruz comes up, ties the game on a single. Then Kyle Schwarber with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning, down to his last strike. Boom.
Swinging a fly ball, center field, going back is Church, back toward the wall. It is over.
A Schwarbomb. 463-foot home run. That is the 4th longest walk-off in the StatCast era, and it is the 5th win of the year after being down to their final strike for the Phillies. And after falling out of a playoff spot for 1 day, the Phillies have scored 64 runs. That is the most in baseball. Lead the league in slugging, on-base percentage, average, and OPS while having a team ERA of 2.85. That is the 5th best in baseball. The Phillies have won 9 games in a row. During that 9-game stretch, the Braves, the opposite. They've lost 7 of their last 9. The Braves have had the least runs scored in baseball. They have 19 runs over 9 games, while the Phillies scored 19 runs in 2 games. The Phillies have the highest on-base percentage, slugging percentage, and highest team OPS, while the Braves have the lowest on-base percentage, lowest slugging percentage, and lowest team OPS. And in 9 games, the Braves went from 9.5 games up to now just being 3 games up on the frickin' Sillies. So according to Fangraphs, they project that the last NL wildcard team will have to have 86 wins to make the playoffs. The Padres come into the week with 67 wins. They need to go 19-17 to win 86 wins. We're just 1 game above the Diamondbacks for the last wildcard spot. They get shut out against the Mets in the first game of their series, and in game 2, Fernando Tatis Jr. leads the game off with a homer. Then in the second inning, the Mets load the bases. 2 outs. Francisco Lindor is at the plate. He crushes one.
Fly ball to right field. To the corner goes Fernando. At the wall, he leaps at Fernando! Yeah! Makes the grab!
Maybe the sickest catch of the year. Then comes back up in the 5th, hits another home run. Fernando Tatis Jr. drives in 3 runs and saves 4 runs, single-handedly winning the Padres a game. Hits 2 more bombs for the Padres on Sunday. Fernando Tatis Jr. just went 12 for 25, batted .480 with 4 home runs, 2 doubles, 11 RBIs with an OPS of 1,521 this week. He has 12 home runs since the All-Star break, tied for the most in MLB. So Fernando Tatis Jr. is back. They have won 10 of the last 13 games, second best record in baseball since the All-Star break. They're back on top, 2 games up on the Diamondbacks, who did not have a great week because their star freaking player went missing. According to the Arizona Diamondbacks, they have placed him on the restricted list shortly after he was seen in a casino, adding to all the hoopla, drama, rumors going around. And when asked about it, his manager seemed like he had no idea why Ketel Marte did not show up to their game on Monday. The Diamondbacks were scheduled to face the Red Sox in Boston. Massive series for the Diamondbacks. They're just 1 game back of the Padres at this point. Going into the series, they had 66 wins, meaning they'd have to go 20-17 to end the season. So it is what you would call crunch time. So the team took a flight to Boston. Ketel Marte was on the flight. They landed, went to the hotel right before the game was about to start. He's on the restricted list. So basically, a restricted list is like an injured list for players who aren't injured. So if you're on the restricted list, that means basically you're not able to play, but you don't really have a good excuse. So usually it means there's some off-the-field drama. Report comes out shortly after that he was spotted at the hotel bar around 11 p.m. the night before, so that confirmed Marte was in Boston. When asked after the game, Torey Lovullo says,
You seem a little emotional. Are you worried?
No, not really. I love him and I care for him. I'll be okay.
All I know is that he's dealing with a personal issue. I believed he was going to be here, and he just did not show up. On Tuesday, they're still confused. Torey Lovullo says he thinks Marte returned to Phoenix to get imaging on his left knee, but they don't even know for sure. And 3 days after going on the restricted list, it is the knee thing. They move him to the injured list. They move him back to Arizona. They put him in the spring training facility to get treatments. They found him at Talking Stick spring training facility, which also just so happens to be on an Indian reservation and also happens to have a casino. And we got a freaking citizen journalist taking videos of him at the casino. So this also is a bad look. And everyone says he's not even rehabbing. He's just gambling. It's been a tough week. His manager comes out and defends him, saying it's not a choice I would make, but Ketel Marte is a grown man. He did not break any rules. He's able to go to a casino. He's allowed to go to a casino, okay? It's not going to hurt your knee to go do a little bit of blackjack. Kevin Ginkel, his teammate, says, quote, "It's disappointing. There's really no explanation for it. I think a lot of players are just frustrated with how it happened. We have 2 teammates saying they haven't even been able to reach him, and it comes at a tough time for the Diamondbacks. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Red Sox. That is a 3-game losing streak. They do win 2 out of 3 against the Reds, but after getting up to 53% playoff odds last week, they are back down to 32% now. Now 2 games back of a playoff spot. In order to make the playoffs, they're going to have to win around 19 of their next 31 games. And that is all for this week's episode, guys. If we missed your favorite team or you want to hear us go more in depth on your favorite team, click this link to hear the full-length podcast. We have timestamps for all 30 teams. We cover all 30 every single week. So thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe. See you next time.